you're a busy professional and you're trying to get healthy, but your spouse doesn't support you, this is gonna be something that can help you still be able to get to your goal. In case you guys don't know me, my name is Albert Sloss. I'm the founder of One Shot. We're an online company who works with busy professionals all over the world. And we're just here to give a whole bunch of free content to busy professionals to help get their life on track in with their health and wellness. You're in a relationship, or maybe you're married and you're just not happy with your body, but let's say that your spouse keeps telling you, no, you're fine, you look good, you look good. You know, they don't want you to do anything for yourself, but you know deep inside that, you know what, I don't feel good about myself. And this is a really common thing in both men and women. I'm sure your spouse doesn't do it with the wrong intention or anything like that. They obviously don't want to make you feel bad. One of the first things that we have to do whenever we're in this situation is that, for one, it really does take a sit down talk with your spouse and really sitting them down and getting them grounded and having that serious talk to be like, hey, look, you know, I'm not happy where I'm at right now and it's really affecting me deeply. I need to make this change for myself. And it takes that heart-to-heart talk. And if your spouse really loves you, they're going to support you and they're going to tell you, you know what, I did not know it was this serious. I thought it was something just superficial. Especially as men, I can say it for myself that sometimes we just think that, oh, it's just a superficial thing, but a lot of the times it's not, and it's something deep down. But your spouse may think that it's just something, you know, that's not that important, but to you it really is. And if you never have that sit down talk with your spouse and just say it like, hey, you know, I'm not happy with myself and it's really killing me on the inside, right? Once you practice a sense of vulnerability with your partner to be able to express that, your partner can then get out of their bubble, right? And be like, you know what, like, I did not know it was this serious. And sometimes that's what has to happen. You have that on one account, and then on the other side, you may have a situation where maybe your spouse just doesn't support you at all. And they're like, no, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to improve yourself, or what? We're already married. You don't need to do this for yourself. And you're trying to figure out, well, how do I do it? Now, I'm not here to tell you that, you know, you should look for a different spouse and whatnot, but, you know, when you're married, it's a support system. You should be supporting your spouse, and you may not be in a situation to have that. So you got to figure out, what do I do then? How do I make it work? You have to keep in mind that in order to make a change in your health, it's by one thing, and it's not necessarily even exercise, it's by choice. What you choose to eat is what really makes the difference, because only you choose what goes in your mouth, right? And that's a choice that you have to make. If you're out eating with your spouse and you guys are at a restaurant and your spouse is always only ordering burgers and pizza or whatever it is, you have to have enough willpower to be able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna have just this regular grilled salmon with my rice and with the broccoli on the side, and that's it while they eat that. It all comes down to the choice. And your spouse who does not support you is not necessarily jamming food down your throat, right? He's not saying, no, you need to eat this right now and that's it. Like, no, like, you know, he's gonna let you order whatever you want to order, as long as you don't try making them change their decision on what they're gonna eat. And that's a sense of willpower that you have to have amongst yourself, to where you have to be able to tell yourself like, no, I'm gonna just have this meal. Now, that's if you're eating out. Let's say that you're cooking at home. The thing is that I have to cook for my spouse, I have to cook for the kids, or whatever it is, and you're trying to figure out, how do I do it? Because I'm gonna be cooking two different meals. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes that extra effort for you to make a separate meal. And think of it like this. Let's say that you were cooking spaghetti for the entire family. And let's just hypothetically say you had a fatal allergy to pasta, meaning you could die if you were to have pasta. Do you really think your spouse would force you to eat that pasta even though you had a fatal allergy towards it? Probably not. What would then happen? Well, they'll tell you, hey, how about you make your own separate meal on the side so that nothing like happens to you. Realistically, it does take that extra effort of you simply making something separate. And there's a way to make it work with anything. We have to learn how to do it. And yes, there's many scenarios of what to cook and how to make it work. And a lot of it is just really learning how to do it. If you're making spaghetti and meatballs for the whole family, it could be as simple as you just only eating the meatballs and don't eat the spaghetti. It's not fun, but you're trying to do this alone without any guidance. So sometimes you have to just do what you can to make a big difference. Other thing you can do, yeah, work with somebody who could teach you how to make it work. But if you're not in that situation and you don't want to work with anybody, then these are some of the things that you just kind of have to do. Let's say that you're making chicken Alfredo with fettuccine pasta and chicken breast. Well, maybe just don't eat the pasta and only eat the chicken breast. A simple decision like that can make the world of a difference, and we underestimate how much these small decisions actually do for us. A lot of the times you just have to do this for you, and you don't need to tell anybody. You could just make the decision today, I'm gonna do something about my health. I'm just gonna get as much free content as I can, which I hope that we could provide for you here, and I'm going to implement it. And I'm going to do it day after day after day, and I'm going to resist temptation because it's going to be all around you if you have an unsupportive spouse, because that's bound to happen. We have to get resourceful. That's all it is. And yeah, it may take you an extra 20 minutes to cook a separate meal, but do it. This has to come from a place of self-love, that you will love yourself enough that you'll spare the extra 30 minutes to cook that extra meal. You have to love yourself enough to be able to say, you know what, everybody could be eating all these wings and pizza, but I'm gonna get this salad on the side because I love myself too much than to do this for myself. The amount of uncomfort that you have with yourself has to be so great that you will make these decisions independently, because sometimes people don't want to make a change because it's really not that bad. But when it is really bad, you will make that change. And sometimes everybody has a different threshold of how bad it has to be in order for them to make a change. Maybe you're at the point to where you're like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And if you're at that point, consume as much content as you can in order for you to be able to make a difference, because that's all it is. It's just really learning how to do it. It does not have to be that complex as people make it seem. I hope this video was great for you. I hope you found value within this content. Put in the comments any questions you have, and maybe we can make more content on those specific things. And if you like what we have, subscribe, share, like our page, and share with your friends, okay? I'll see you guys on the next one.